I'm Corporal retired, United States Marine Corps, and today I am the Chief Financial Officer of Driver Rehabilitation Center of Excellence. One of the founding principles of my life is that the measure of a man is not how tall he stands, how wealthy or intelligent he is. It's just what's in his heart that will define him as a man. And during my senior year of high school, we witnessed September 11th. So after I graduated my degree in finance, I went to work in business and I felt very empty. I had one of those times where I was thinking, if I died tomorrow, what did I give to society? How did I give back? And I saw a quote from President Reagan that said that people will go their whole lifetime wondering if they made a difference. Marines don't have that problem. And so I rationalized that I had my whole life to be in business, but I only had one opportunity to serve my country during a time of war where they needed men like myself to volunteer. In 2009, we were deployed to Helmand Province, Afghanistan, as part of Operation Strike of the Sword. We were the first initial units for the surge. We were just under constant stress every single day. During the last month of my deployment, I was riding in the backseat of a Humvee. We rolled over an IED. During my operation, there were 16 men that died. I was ejected from the vehicle and I sustained multiple spinal cord injuries and became paralyzed from the chest down.
So you go from being at the peak of your physical powers to being paralyzed.
My hospitalization was probably the most vulnerable time I've ever felt in my life. There were times where I woke up and I thought I was fighting for my life. I went over 70 days without being able to eat food or having a drink of water. I really just was at my low in life. A Marine colonel came to visit me. He started talking about that I had a degree in finance, and it reminded me that everything, all my goals in business, I could still do. I could still trace my dreams, and just because I was in a wheelchair or had a disability didn't mean that I couldn't go after those things in business.
And there's a lot of times where, you think, why didn't I just die? But I always had love and support. And that's really what's brought me through.
And while I was progressing mentally along, one of the physical setbacks I had was driving. I had the ability to drive, but there was a big disconnect from actually, how do I get a van? Where do I get the right equipment? How do I navigate the VA? Well, I was very fortunate to meet a lady at Walter Reed named Major Tammy Phipps.
I was deployed to Iraq in 2007, 2008. And during my time there, I did combat stress. The general and the major said, will you please come to Walter Reed and start a program for us? So I did come to Walter Reed in the fall of 2008 and developed and ran the first and only comprehensive driving rehab program in the entire Department of Defense.
Because of her, I became independent with driving. And I'm just one of the 400 wounded warriors she helped bring back to independence. I said, if you're thinking about private practice, let me know. Maybe I can give you some tips on how to start a business.
My goal had always been, seeing a need of veterans and also of people in the community that needed these services. I wanted to start my own business. He had already come to me with a skeleton plan. If not for Josh, we would have never gotten to a business plan.
Here we are today. It's a really great feeling at the end of the day, serving a community that's really in need. I think my real calling is to be a great example. To be a great example to fellow veterans and those of people with disability. And the greatest thing I champion is to find your passion in life. Because if you're able to find your passion, your disability or your PTSD, or whatever's going on in your life is going to become secondary to that passion. There are gaps in the VA. PenFed is obviously a wonderful organization that's out there helping vets every single day. And I know without a shadow of doubt, if I didn't have help from nonprofits, that I would not be where I'm at today. The PenFed Foundation fills a unique need, and that is with financial situations that veterans and service members go through. There's nothing more stressful than money, and by providing that temporary, that relief for the veteran or service member goes beyond words.
Has Josh made a difference? Absolutely, huge difference. Just being able to see that drive and ambition to participate in life is just really incredible. And it's an honor to work with him.
I never take a day for granted. The measure of a man is not how tall he stands, how wealthy or intelligent he is, what's in his heart will define him as a man.